Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, Cynicalex. It's a quick little video today. I just wanted to give you guys some updated information, notes, and some mistakes that I made recently in videos that I wanted to clear up because I want you guys to have the most up-to-date, knowledgeable, factual information possible, and also because I'm human, I make mistakes, and you know, it's just a dialogue we have, a quick conversation, and it's done. So the reason why I did that funny little intro is to show you guys what I've been doing for the past 2 days. This has led to me being particularly exhausted because on top of making 3 to 4 videos a day, streaming, playing MFF and Marvel Future Revolution like non-stop, I've been doing personal stuff. I'm building these shelves, filling these shelves out, and I know they look a little bit bare. They're going to get more filled out, but yeah, it's been pretty busy. And as you can see, this is a whole new background, so yeah, I'm doing like a, you know, Property Brothers, but both the brothers are just me. So so yeah, it's been, I was actually really exhausted yesterday. I'm less exhausted today, but yeah, yesterday was brutal. I put together the 3 shelves, mounted them to the walls and everything. So yeah, anywho, you make mistakes in a video here and there. It happens. No biggie, right? Not the end of the world. If you read the YouTube comments, it is the end of the world. But hey, that's what YouTube comments are for, right? They're to tell you about the apocalypse, the impending doom. So first things first, Spectrum. I mistakenly said that she did not have any guaranteed crit rate when I was speculating that a rage would be best for her. However, I think a rage would still be best for her if you didn't want to go the PvP route. If you wanted to go the PvE route, I do think that a proc is probably not the best option for her because it's just hard to proc. She seems hard to proc. She doesn't have chain hit damage for an energy, and I don't think she's worth a judgment because she only has 1 elemental damage skill, but I was incorrect when I said she doesn't have guaranteed crit rate. She does. Energy Blast gives her 30% for 7 seconds, excuse me. So the updated rotation, let me just correct myself here. You can do one of 2 things. And again, if you have a proc, then it's a little bit more complicated. If you have a proc, my suggestion would be very quickly 2 cancel, 3 cancel, 4 cancel, 5. Or you could alternatively try 2 okay, finish up Spectrum. Alternatively, with a proc, if you have, you know, large cojones, you could try 2 cancel, 3 cancel. Well, if you don't press 3, Alex, nothing happens. 2 cancel, 3 cancel, 5 delay, and then as soon as she jumps up, you do 4. I find this is going to be very inconsistent procking personally. We'll talk about the proc later. So I would recommend 2 cancel, 3 cancel, 4 cancel, 5. But if you have a rage, then you could very, very easily do 3 into 2, let her shoot, then 4, then 5, or you could alternatively do. You'd probably want to do 2 first for the guaranteed crit so that the rage pops off. Or you could just, again, do 2, 3, 4, or 3, 2, 4, 5. Doesn't matter. But anywho, that is for Spectrum. She does have guaranteed crit rate. It doesn't really affect her value that much. It's not like if you weren't going to buy her before, now that you know that she has guaranteed crit rate, you're definitely going to go and buy her. But if you were going to give her a rage, or if you already gave her a rage, then make sure you're pressing this skill every 7 seconds because it's a good buff skill. You can skip the first proc as well. You keep in mind, like if you've started doing 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, then you can do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the second rotation. You're only missing the guaranteed crit on the very first rotation. Some people get really upset when I skip a particular skill on the very first rotation, but it's completely irrelevant when I'm trying to keep the proc on a particular skill at the very beginning of a fight. So a perfect example, this is a bit of a non sequitur, this is a bit of a tangent here, but for example, Winter Soldier. Some people are going to jump on me and say, hey, he's got a 10% buff on his second skill. You have to press the second skill at the beginning of the rotation. You have to do 2 cancel 3, cancel 5, delayed cancel 4 for your first proc. I really don't. The way that numbers work, I'm not very good at math, but I know this much. It's a 10-second buff, and it's on a 6-second cooldown, so you can have the buff up infinitely. Just got to press it. So if it's easier for you, and to be honest, it's easier for me, and I just find it easier to explain, you just do 3 cancel 5, delayed cancel 4 for your first proc, and then you just press 2 after, in between procs. And you're just missing the buff, and in this case, it's a very small buff, for the very first rotation. You're not missing it for any rotation after that, you know? So anyways, that's the issue with Spectrum. The second issue is with Black Panther, Blue Marvel, and Quasar. I had a video yesterday, and again, I was super tired yesterday. That's my reasoning, but I had some proc difficulties. Now, I had no idea. I actually didn't catch this. That they changed the location of the proc if you have an insight on the team. It's very bizarre. So if I take White Fox off the actually, I think I have to take them both off the team. Anyways, so none of these characters have an insight. So if I go into the battle here, I think Nick and I know White Fox has an insight. I'm not sure if Nick does. But anyways, if I go into this fight here, no one has an insight. So the only proc, the only custom gear icon that you see is Quasar's CTP of energy. So it's right here next to her uniform icon. The uniform icon is the purple one with the mask. The yellow one with the person dashing is the guaranteed dodge. I know I've memorized like 99% of the icons, even though people think that I don't know them. And then the one in between that, the gray vest, it looks like a body armor vest that's gray, that is the damage proc, that is, or whatever it is, whether there's a, it doesn't matter whether it's CTP of energy, CTP of rage, it doesn't matter what it is, that is the damage proc. While we're here, I would like to update Quasar's rotation. My rotation was actually kind of dumb. I don't know why it didn't dawn on me sooner. I should have done 3, 4, 5. That's a much better rotation. If I'm stacking all these skills anyways, it makes much more sense to do 3, 4, 5 than to do 5, 4, 3, because you don't risk, like, there's no hits at the very beginning of 3 and 4, so you don't risk proccing on them, and you'll always land your proc on the slam of 5 or on the damage after that. So yeah, the updated rotation for Quasar is 3 cancel 4 cancel 5 cancel 6, or 3 cancel 4 cancel 5. You can splash in 1 and 2 in between there if you want. I wouldn't get too fancy with it. 3, 4, 5 works perfectly well. 4, 3, 5, it's pretty much the same thing. Now, if you do have a CTP of Insight on the team, okay, they swapped the locations of the vests. Not a lot of characters for me in World Boss Legend have CTPs of Insight, so it honestly didn't register for me. A lot of my characters in ABX don't have insights either, so it didn't register there either. But yeah, now you can see that the proc, okay, sorry, not for her. You can see that the insight is on the left, and you can see that the chain hit is on the right. So, well, you can't see because I'm pressing with my finger. But anyways, the insight's on the left, and the chain hit is on the right. But it's very bizarre because it's not the same for all CTPs. This is something that the YouTube comments completely failed to acknowledge. So as you can see here, for him, his judgment is on the left, and the insight is on the right. So although I didn't realize for 2.5 weeks, it's very possible that I've only been playing characters that have CTPs of judgment, and for me it hasn't changed. So this is a very bizarre change on the part of the devs that they did not let us know in the patch notes, and players just had to find this out on their own. Now, I would have liked to have realized this on day 1, but I didn't, so that's my bad. That's why I'm here explaining it to you, and I apologize. But let's also recognize that this is not a consistent thing. As you can see, the left one is my judgment, and the right one is the insight. This is how it's been for 3 years. The insight CTP was introduced March 2019. This is how it's been for 3 years, and suddenly they decided to change it, but only if you have certain CTPs, not for all of them. So if you have an energy, it seems that it's on the right side now, not on the left side. So I was missing my procs. You know, conveniently, all of the characters in that video had CTPs of energy. That was sort of the encouragement for, that was the original idea, right? Oh, they all have energies. Let me test them all. So I was making mistakes on all 3 of the characters. The rotations that I was doing for Blue Marvel and Black Panther weren't bad rotations. They were the correct rotations. I was just looking at the wrong icon to inform me whether or not I was hitting the procs. But yeah, I you know what? Like, it's pretty freaking strange that they decided to change it. You know what? I'm gonna test one more character here. I'm gonna see what rage is like, because maybe it's just energy, and maybe this is just a bug, and they need to change this, and they need to change it back. So let's go ahead and see if I don't know. Is it CTP? Is it because they're villains? Like, there's actually so many questions now. This was supposed to be a short video, but this is like 10 minutes because I didn't even. You know, like, what? Okay, so her rage is on the left. Okay, all right. So yeah, this makes no sense. So yeah, rage is still on the left. So rage and judgment are still on the left. And insight is still on the right. What if the character has an obelisk proc? And now I have to go and find someone who has an obelisk proc. I'm pretty sure Cersei has an obelisk proc. Okay, let's go back in again one more time here, and we'll see if her proc is on the left or if her proc is on the right. So yeah, as it stands right now, the location of the proc, if you have a CTP of Insight on the team, has only changed for, oh, wrong character. Okay, it changes for any regular proc obelisk, or any CTP of energy. It's now the vest on the right, further away from the character icon. And now if you have a CTP of Insight on the team as well, then the vest that's closest to the character icon will be the Insight proc. So there, the insight proc happened like a full second faster than the actual proc that she has. Again there. What is going on, dude? That is like super delayed. There, they were almost identical. Okay, well, the the intrigue continues. I'm guessing that a CTP of Destruction would be the same in the sense that a CTP of Destruction would also swap places. But yeah, it seems like if you have a Judgment or a Rage, it does not swap places with an Insight. But if you have a proc Obelisk or an Energy and possibly a Destruction, it will swap places. I'm not going to test Destruction here right now because I honestly cannot think of a character on my roster that has a Destruction. Phantom X. All right, let's go and test Phantom X here really quickly. Last one here, apologies. And we will lay this bizarre series of events to rest. So yeah, this is what I wanted to explain, and my bad for getting confused. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Mephisto. I've been playing a lot of, you know, Human Torch, Ebony Maw. All these characters have a Judgment. So yeah, for a Destruction as well, you do have the proc on the right side and the Insight CTP on the left side. So yeah, Destruction, Energy, and any proc Obelisk has swapped places with the Insight proc if you're looking at the icons. And if you're using a Rage or a Judgment, you can completely ignore the last 4 minutes of this video because it is completely not an issue. So with that being said, hopefully the new rotations for Spectrum and Quasar are helpful to you. Apologies for making those mistakes in the videos lately. But I will try to get more sleep, and hopefully I won't have any more home renos to do, so I will have more time to, you know, dedicate to these videos to make sure that they are 100% factually correct and they're not missing anything, or I haven't skipped any bizarre changes that the devs decided to do at the last minute and not include in the patch notes. So yeah, the fun of mobile gaming. It's never a dull moment in Marvel Future Fight. Don't take it too seriously. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.